It's the Blues, and we are getting ready to go to Disney.
Yep, we are almost 30 days away.
Almost.
We're 32 and some change at the recording of this video. So
yes. So, yeah, we just wanted to kind of pop on and let you guys know what our itinerary is going to be. Already got our outfits picked out. Though mine are ready to go into the suitcase.
Yeah, we have to hold off, like, make ourselves wait to pack.
Yes.
Because otherwise we would have packed weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. We've got most of the stuff on our shopping list that we need. We've got most of that already. We just need to get some travel medicine and a couple of other things. And yeah, so we are actually experimenting with a different camera today. We're actually just using our cell phone camera because it is better than the camera that Anthony bought. So
yeah, I bought I won't say a cheapie, but it was on the cheap side, and I got what I paid for. It works, but it's not very high quality. Yeah.
So hopefully this video is a little bit better than the others that we've done. If you see us looking around, the dogs are not sure what's going on. Yeah. Ella freaks out whenever I put on my mini ears. She doesn't like it when anybody has something on their head. So she's a little frantic.
Yep, she's just out of frame here, so she might pop in, so should Oliver probably. So.
But anyway, back to what we're here for. So just a little introduction. If you're new here, I'm Lindsay.
I'm Anthony.
And we are the Blues, and we go to Disney.
We go to Disney.
So we are novices at this game at vlogging, but this is our first trip that we're actually doing this for. So we are going to take you guys along with us, and hopefully we're interesting and you'll follow along. But if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe and keep watching.
Yeah.
So on our travel day, we're going to have to get up about 4 so we can leave here at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, so let's back up a little bit. So we are leaving in March. So this is pretty much the middle of February when we're filming this. Just shy of that. So we're leaving in March, and we are leaving on a Friday, and then we will be coming back on a Wednesday. And that's Oliver. He just had a drink, and so he coughs after he drinks. So so yes, as you were saying, we have to get up super early to get to the airport.
That's if we ever go to bed at all.
That's it. Yeah, because we are both very anxious people.
Yeah.
And so before something big like a trip, we always have trouble sleeping.
The travel anxiety is it's a thing. But yeah, so leaving our house at 4:30 in the morning, so we can get to the airport and be there. We want to be there 2 hours early. We probably could get by with less than that.
Yeah.
But we're not parking at the airport. We're using the parking spot, which is, I don't know if they have those all across the country or not.
They probably do.
But basically, it's where you park and they shuttle you to the airport. So we're using that. So we have to allow for time for that. Yeah. But we also have to allow time for rush hour traffic.
Yes.
Because,
it's a weekday still.
Yeah.
Even though it is Friday. But yeah, I guess we can mention we're flying out of DFW with Dallas, Fort Worth. So that's the closest airport that would give us a nonstop flight. We'll say that. So because we're in between Dallas and Oklahoma City, so Dallas is the one we can get a nonstop flight.
So our flight is supposed to leave at 9 a.m. as long as they don't change it again. It's changed quite a bit. It was originally scheduled to leave at 9:30 when we booked it, and now it's backed all the way up to 9.
Which is weird because normally it's the other way. It goes later. So yeah.
So we'll get to Orlando. Well, before we get to Orlando, Starbucks will be obtained. Yeah. I don't know if it'll be on the way or if it will be once we get to the airport, but I will have my coffee. And then we get to board early because
I got us first class for our flight there. We've neither of us have ever flown first
Right.
class, and we're flying with American Airlines. And so, if you are familiar with their app, every time you check your flight, they will offer, you pay so much to bump up to first class, and a lot of times that's like $600 or $700 just for one person. But I happened to catch it, and it was just under two. So, and I was like, well, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
So
Live it up.
Live
It's
it
my
up.
Valentine's present. I'm
Yeah.
getting to fly first class.
yeah,
So excited. But yeah, so we will get on board. We are the first row of seats in the plane.
yes. So we will be the first ones off, and one of the first ones on, depending on how people line up. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's going to be flying out. We should get to Orlando. I think we're supposed to land at like 12:39 p.m.
Something like that, yeah.
And then we will be using, what is the company that we're going to be using?
So normally we just Uber from the airport to our resort. This time we're very much splurging on this trip.
Yeah.
So it makes it sound like we're just very bougie.
Right.
However, this isn't the norm.
We're bougie on a budget,
Yeah.
people.
So we're using MCO to Disney. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what it is. MCO to Disney. So we have a driver. So that will supposedly meet us at baggage claim. And again, not the norm. And also with them, you can book a grocery stop. So we're going to stop at Publix and pick up an order of groceries, and which not much is really just water and some other drinks and snacks. Nothing major. So
Yeah, we plan on spending most of our time in the parks or resort hopping, so won't really be in the room that much. So, but we're staying at Pop Century.
Pop Century once again. So this is our second time to do that. Our last trip was our first time to stay at Pop. The only other Disney resort we've stayed at is Movies.
Yeah,
right?
All-Star Movies.
Yeah.
But this Pop's a little bit of a step up from the All-Stars.
Yeah.
It's still one of the value resorts, but you get access to the Skyliner, which is so nice. It's so nice. So that's their gondola system that will take you. There are a few Skyliner resorts is what they call them, but there's a few different hotels that have access to the Skyliner directly from the hotel. And it will take you over to, like, staying at Pop Century. We share a Skyliner station with Art of Animation.
Yep, they're just right. There's like a walkway
Right.
between them. Skyliner's right in the middle.
And so you can hop on that, and you can take the Skyliner to the next station, which is at Caribbean Beach Resort. And from there, you can change and either go to Hollywood Studios or Epcot.
Yeah.
Or if you stay on, you can go over to the Riviera Resort, which is where we're going to grab lunch when we get there.
Yep. So we know our room won't be ready when we get there, so we're gonna drop our bags off at. They have a special spot for that at the resort where you can leave your bags if your room's not ready, so you can go and do things. So
And
yes.
you can use the pool. Even if your room's not ready, you can go ahead and use the pool.
Yeah, and we thought about that.
Yeah.
Assuming the weather's going to be nice. It's still too far out for us to see what the weather will be like, but yeah, we'll be starving at that point, and so we figured we'd go grab some lunch, a late lunch, and then come back to the resort.
Yeah. So over at the Riviera, is it Plaza
You're gonna ask me the name.
Piazza?
That's it. Yes.
Yeah. Primo Piazza.
There we go.
Primo Piazza. It is what they call a quick service, but they have seating in there.
It's really nice.
It's really nice for a quick service. You go up to the counter to order. They bring your order out.
Yeah.
But it's not officially a fancy sit down, like fancy restaurant, what they call a table service.
Yeah.
Quick service, if you're not familiar, it's just more like a fast food like thing.
Pretty much.
But it's better than fast food.
Yeah.
They have a chicken sandwich that is amazing, and I actually learned about that chicken sandwich from Pixie Dusted Mom, who is here on YouTube, and she loves to get that sandwich. And when I watched her video, last year before we went on the 2024 trip.
Yeah.
I was like, we have to go over there. I need to try that chicken sandwich. And it was amazing. So we're going to go do that again. And then we joke that Anthony's not going to be able to get anything. But there is a cafe in there in the Riviera. And you can get specialty that they have specific to that cafe. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the only one in there. Yeah. But they have specific to their cafe specialty iced coffees. And then, of course, they have pastries. Well, Anthony doesn't drink coffee.
No.
But I'm like all about getting a specialty iced coffee. Yeah. And when I brought it up to him, I don't remember what I said, but...
You said, this is a quote. You said, when we go there, I don't think we'll be able to get any snacks or sweets. She said we, as in I've already been written out. I don't get an order. I can't even look. So that's the joke.
So yeah, you're in on the joke now. Yeah. But we're going to grab a snack for the room, and then I'm going to grab another iced coffee since I'll have one on the way, and then I'll have one when I get there because I just love iced coffee. So,
yeah. So the Starbucks, either on the way to the airport or at the airport, that's really for her. Yeah. I'll get some things sometimes, but it's not a have-to Starbucks thing like it is for you. That's your thing.
That's my thing. But I do not drink Starbucks when I am in the parks.
True.
Because it is so crazy to wait that long in line for something I can get at home when there are other options in the park that I don't have at home that I can try. Yeah. So that's how I look at it. But anyway, so that's enough rambling about that. After we eat lunch, we're going to hop on the Skyliner, go back over to Pop Century.
Hopefully our room's ready by then. If not, I don't know. We'll see about killing some time. Maybe we will go to the pool. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But the plan is hopefully get in our room, unpack, and settle for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to venture over to Hollywood Studios.
We're going to see Batu at night.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to do that yet.
So what's kind of weird, so last trip was our first time to be in Hollywood Studios at night. Because normally how we tackled Hollywood Studios, we would just do everything by about 1 o'clock at the latest, sometimes earlier than that, and then we'd just go back to the hotel. Mm-hmm. However, last time we went back to watch Fantasmic, and so...
We have the Fantasmic dining package.
Yeah, which, if you don't know what that is, Fantasmic is the night show at Hollywood Studios, which is really amazing.
It's my favorite, my favorite nighttime show at Disney.
So we didn't, with that, when we went back to the park to do that, we just did some shopping and ate, and then we went to Fantasmic, and then that was it. We got out of there. So we're going to go back, or we're going to go there around 6 or so, and kind of just hang out. We're not planning on really doing anything. Other than maybe shop around and snack and all that. But I don't know if wait times are crazy low for some reason, which I'm not counting on.
Right.
We might hop on a ride or two, but the plan is really just to kind of relax and take in the sights, all the lights and all that. So
yeah, we have a 4-day park ticket, but we don't go to Animal Kingdom. It's just not our thing, really. Not our thing. We may go someday, but right now it's just not a priority. So we have a 4-day park ticket, but we normally only use 3 days because we only go to 3 parks. So I decided, hey, why don't we wander over and use that 4th day so we're actually getting our money's worth and do something we haven't done before. So it'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it.
And you might be wondering, well, why did we buy the 4-day and never use it? We had it just in case we decided to go do something like this, and we just never did. So now we're gonna actually utilize that.
So the next day we're gonna get up bright and early. Now, this is gonna probably be the not the only time, but one of the 2 times at least that we use an Uber.
Right.
Even though the Skyliner will take you directly, well, not directly, but it will take you to Hollywood Studios, we like to get there super early to be some of the first people in the park. Part of that, if you've seen my other video doing Disney with accessibility issues, if you haven't watched that, go watch that if you have issues with that. But because I have to rent a scooter, and just so you know, it's because of back issues that I have and an autoimmune disease that I have. I am not able to do all the walking I would like to at Disney. So I have to get a scooter to get me around the majority of the park, but I'm able to get up and walk around and get on the rides and do all that stuff. It's just the walking that I can't do with my back right now. So, sorry, I have to fill that caveat because I feel like people are judgy. So, but anyway, so we get there early so I can get my scooter because they are on a first come, first serve basis. And then we're in some of the first people into the park.
Yeah.
So, and Oliver's going to say hello.
Yeah, that's Oliver.
But that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So yes, we are going back to Hollywood Studios the very next day, but this time our priority is to ride rides and try to do as much as we can, make a full day of it.
Yeah.
So, well, and that's the thing. Normally we do just a half day at Hollywood. We might, due to how timing all works, we might have to do a full long day in Hollywood, which I'm okay with. I think, anyway. We'll see how that goes.
Well, and because we're doing the Fantasmic dining package again, they give you the option of 3 different restaurants to have a meal at for the Fantasmic dining package. We've done Sci-Fi Drive-In.
Yeah, that's what we did last time.
The other one was Mama Melrose.
Yeah, which we have not done.
We have not done, but since Muppets Courtyard is closing, we'll never be doing that one.
Yeah, sad times.
Sad times. And then Hollywood Brown Derby restaurant. And so this time we are eating at the Hollywood Brown Derby.
Yes, and I think our reservation's around 1. We opted to do a lunch. Because, let's see, when did we eat Sci-Fi? What time was
it? Was like 6 o'clock.
That's what I was thinking.
And then you have to be over at Fantasmic by a certain time, like so many minutes before showtime. Yeah. And so we really didn't have any time to do anything else except eat dinner and then go wait for Fantasmic. Yeah. So, so we're going to do that. So if we have a long day, we will have a pretty good rest period having to do a sit down at the Hollywood Brown Derby.
Yeah. So. And then we're going to do, after we eat, instead of like hopping on a ride or something, we're going to go do some sit-down stuff, such as Muppets, and depending on, I can't remember the times, but for Beauty and the Beast, there's a show there. We'll probably do that as well, just to let us rest and also digest, and since we're going to be doing a full day.
Yeah. And I might be riding Tower of Terror this time. Anthony wants to ride it.
I've never ridden it, and at first, when we started planning Disney trips and going to Disney, I thought, well, you know, that's not totally my thing. But the more I see people do it, and just watching videos about it, I want to check it out. I want to try it at least once, and so I told Lindsay, I said, I'll just ride it, because I know it's definitely not her thing. And she's gonna brave it with me. Yeah. So it may be our one and only time to ride it. It may just be her one and only time to ride it. But by gosh, we're gonna ride it.
Yeah. So we're also for our dessert, we are gonna stop by Hollywood Scoops. Yep. I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's over by Tower of Terror, and all that is right over by the amphitheater where Fantasmic is done. Yeah. So we were thinking, okay, well, we can grab something quick for dinner in the time that we have. Head over, do Tower of Terror, maybe. Grab some of their specialty shakes because they look amazing at Hollywood Scoops. And then go wait for Fantasmic. Yeah. So that will be our day. That will.
So now Ella's going to say hi.
Yeah. That will be our day and evening. We're going to make the most of it this time. And one of the things that we're going to do, since we're going to do an all day in Hollywood, most probably, is go to Epcot a little later. Not get up like super, like we'll be there for early entry. but we're not going to get up like an hour before early entry starts like we do with the other parks to get there. And we're just going to wait. The Skyliner starts running, I think, an hour before park opens.
Yeah, so last time there was kind of a mix-up on the Skyliner times because we did wake up super early to get on the Skyliner and we waited in line. They had posted it was going to start running at 6:30, but it ended up being 7. And so, yeah, we're not going to do that.
We can. Epcot's our slow park. We can take it easy. We don't do a whole. Well, we ride Soarin'. We ride Living with the Land. We've done Remy once, and that was just a fluke because we got there that morning and there was nobody in line. Usually Remy is like one of the most popular in the park.
Yeah, it was crazy. We were just walking by, and I happened to look over. There was nobody in line, and the wait time posted on the sign was, I think, just 15 minutes, and we didn't end up waiting even that long.
Yeah,
and that's not the norm.
Not at all.
Those that haven't been like that. That's one that stays consistently busy.
So we are going to, like I said, not get up super early. We're still going to do early entry, but we're not going to get up as early as we did the past trip.
Yeah.
So we'll probably, you want to get to the Skyliner because there will be a line.
There will be a line.
So I would say try to get there at least 30 minutes before it starts running to get your spot in line. So we're going to do that at Epcot. We will be having breakfast from the quick service part of the crepe restaurant.
Yes.
And then just kind of snacking throughout the day. Ride the rides we want to ride. We're going to do Spaceship Earth this time.
Yep.
And we're going to go to the aquarium with the Nemo and Friends, the Seas Aquarium.
Yep, not necessarily the ride.
Right.
We don't really have an interest in that.
But you can go just to the aquarium.
Yes, you can.
And it's a really big one. And they have some manatees that have been rescued that are there right now. And they usually have some there. If not all the time, I would say probably a majority of the time. Because that's where they rescue them. And then as they're rehabilitating them, put them in at the aquarium. So we're going to go do that. And then Living with the Land, Soarin', I'm forgetting something.
Yeah, you are. What
I don't know what I'm forgetting.
Gosh, what is it?
I don't know.
I can't think of it either.
But those are some of the things we're going to do.
Yeah.
We will have dinner at Regal Eagle Barbecue or Regal Eagle Smokehouse. It is really good. It's a quick service again.
Yeah.
But they did their research and they got the barbecue right.
So, and I think we talked about this in one of our other videos, but we're going to talk about it again, by golly. So, so we were looking for something to eat in Epcot, and I mean, I was starving, and we were just like, well, let's just do Regal Eagle, because we were by there, I guess. And so it really hit the spot. It was so good.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, I was really hungry and anything would have been good. It was just really good.
Yeah.
But I've heard people talk about how it's just very, very mid. But to us, that was
it was good.
Really good. So
we're gonna do dinner there, and we really don't do that many table service restaurants.
Because they take a long time.
They take a long time, and they're expensive. I mean, Disney is expensive anyway, but they are more expensive than the quick service. So we are going to do that, and then kind of just browse the pavilions at the World Showcase, and usually not a very late night for us there.
No, I want to say last time we were back at the resort by 8, and it may not have even have been 8. It may have been like 7:30. So.
And of course, we have our list of the things we're going to try to snack on and do. We make a list before we go to make sure we don't forget anything, even though we already forgot what one of the Epcot rides was going to be.
Well, I would look at my phone, but we're using my phone.
So that's going to be Epcot Day. And I don't know, we might try to get some pool time in that day during our rest period, maybe.
Possibly,
if the weather allows. There will be pool time eventually if the weather allows.
Yes.
And then the next day, we've got our last park also on Monday,
Yeah.
we will have our last park at Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom.
Cannot wait. We are doing the after hours event at Magic Kingdom as well, and that's a separate event that you buy a ticket for in addition to your park ticket. Or you could just buy an after hours ticket because you can start entering the park at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah.
But we're doing our day at Magic Kingdom and then doing the after hours party, and that will keep the park open for those ticket holders until 1 a.m.
1 a.m. unless they've changed it. But
Yeah.
it's
So
1 a.m.
it's a lot of fun. They don't sell a whole lot of tickets. They don't open up a whole lot of tickets for these things.
Yeah.
We did it last time. We got on Pirates of the Caribbean 4 times in a row without waiting. It was awesome. We got on Haunted Mansion. We have just our few rides we like in Magic Kingdom. We didn't get to go back on Seven Dwarfs because, of course, that had a long line. We will not be wasting our time on It's a Small World.
Yeah.
That was so bad. I will never go on that ride again. I could have ridden like Pirates 6 more times in the amount of time that we were on It's a Small World. But we're gonna hit up our favorite rides again in the park. Unfortunately, Big Thunder is closed for refurb until next year. So
yeah. So sorry, Ella. Am I in your way? We rode Big Thunder Mountain for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Last year at the after hours because the wait time was nothing.
Yeah.
And so riding it for the first time when it's dark, and we got placed in the front car.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Even there are parts of it that you're supposed to see darkness. You're not supposed to see what's coming, but not the entire ride. And we had darkness the entire ride.
So everything was a surprise.
Yeah.
Every movement was just like, whoa, hey, whoa.
So unfortunately, we won't get to ride that during the day like we had planned since they're refurbishing it. But we will be riding Pirates, of course, because that's my favorite ride ever. And then we're going to do Haunted Mansion, Seven Dwarfs, maybe Jungle Cruise if we can. It depends on what the Lightning Lanes are looking like, because we will be buying Lightning Lane multi-pass for these days in the park.
And that's probably going to be our next video. When we make our reservations, we'll kind of talk more detail about what we got and how that works and all that good stuff.
So that's going to be our day. We'll of course shop. We have our snacks. We're going to try to do different snacks this time than what we've gone to in the past. But for lunch, we will be having Casey's Corner because I need my corn dog nugs because they are so good. And he needs a hot dog. So who would have thought you'd go to Disney for a hot dog? But they're really good.
They're really good, yes.
So we've got that planned out and be staying out until 1 a.m.
But we will for sure midday go back to our resort and rest, since we're going to be, one, probably doing a whole day in Hollywood, and then two, if we went from park open to 1 a.m., we wouldn't make it.
It wouldn't be a good time.
It would not.
It would not be a good time.
So, concerning the after hours, if you can do it, because it is a separate ticketed event, so meaning you have to buy a ticket for just that event. At first, everybody was kind of grouped together, and so when it started at 10, I thought, oh well, we've kind of made a mistake because everybody's here. Like it was still super crowded, but then everybody kind of started going their own way, and so there we were walking down in Adventureland, and we'd pass maybe like 2 people, and then a lot of times it was just us walking around, and that was amazing. It almost felt like we just had it to ourselves. A lot of times
it was really nice.
So I highly recommend it if you can do it, but it is an additional cost on top of your already expensive Disney trip. So, yeah.
But like I said, you can do that instead of a regular park ticket.
You could.
You could just do an after hours ticket and after hours isn't just for Magic Kingdom; it's for Epcot and Hollywood too. but they're not all at the same time.
Right,
You
yeah.
have to look at the schedule to see what would work for you. It's just that while we're there last year and then this year, it's going to be for Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
So.
Hollywood does it, and I would like to do it after hours at Hollywood, but I believe it's on a Thursday, and so of course we're getting there on a Friday. We're coming back on a Wednesday, so of course it doesn't work with our schedule. But yeah.
So that's going to be our Magic Kingdom day, and it's always sad walking out of the park because that's our last park.
Yep.
But then the next day is going to be our resort day. So Tuesday will be our resort day, and we're going to go over. We're going to have pool time if it's warm enough. Last year, on our resort day, we couldn't go to the pool because a cold front came in.
Yeah, it was like 50, mid-50s in Orlando, which that's kind of like our weather in the spring. Maybe a tad on the cold side.
Yeah.
About that. But.
And I know that the Disney pools are heated, but unless you're a kid, I don't know what it is about when you're a kid, you can swim in ice. I don't know what it is. But as an adult, even with a heated pool, I was not gonna.
I will say the heat wasn't very much. I wasn't very heated, so you could kind of feel it, but it wasn't anything major. So,
but we're gonna, if we can, do some pool time. We're also gonna go over to our first thing we're gonna do that day, since we're gonna sleep in because we're gonna be out late Monday night.
Yeah.
We're going to get up, get ready, and go over to Disney Springs. And we're going to have lunch at Deluxe Burger.
Deluxe Burger, because they have a burger with Munster cheese, which is one of my favorite cheeses.
And it's not something you really find everywhere.
Yeah.
So, and he just loves burgers
I love burgers in general, yeah.
And Deluxe Burger is supposed to be really good, so we're going to go try it out. And then we're going to shop a little bit. It will depend on how my back is and my leg is doing, since those are the things that bother me. It's more expensive to rent a scooter at Disney Springs. I want to say it's about $90 or $100.
I think it's $100, yeah.
To rent a scooter. It's more expensive than at the parks. And
well, isn't that just your deposit, or... I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah, don't quote me on that.
So. I'd have to look at the prices, but I know it's more expensive than the parks.
It is, yes, for sure.
And for, like, I don't know. I don't know if it would be worth it if we're going to want to spend that much time at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Because we have done Disney Springs once before, and it was in the summer, and it was hot, and it was just a little too much.
Yeah, and we weren't prepared. Like, we had looked into it, but we weren't prepared for how big Disney Springs is. It's gigantic.
It is.
And we wore ourselves out in Disney Springs, and then tried to go to a park the next day, and you know that just didn't work.
But we're gonna do a little bit of Disney Springs.
Yeah.
I think the furthest I want to wander is going to be down to the M&M store.
Yeah.
Most of the other places I want to go are right around where Deluxe Burger and where the buses drop you off for Disney Springs. And then we're going to go back, and that's when we would have our pool time if it's warm enough. Then that evening, we're having our nice sit-down meal.
Yeah.
We're going over to the Grand Floridian Cafe. And I have heard people, DFB Guide and some others, talk about going to Grand Floridian Cafe. We heard Pixie Dusted Mom talk about going over there. Her and her husband really like it. And DFB gives it their rating for it was an 8 out of 10. And they said, it's a spot not a lot of people know about. So it's easy to get your reservations, but it's actually really good. So we're going to do that and then look at all the gift shops that they have over there, because they have 4 or 5 in the Grand Floridian.
Yeah, it's a big resort.
So we're going to look at the gift shops, and then we're going to head back to the hotel, start packing up, and...
I'm already dreading that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm already dreading that.
It's going to be sad coming back home, but that's basically going to be our trip. So we are going to be using Disney transportation a lot more this time than paying for an Uber, because we will Uber, like I said, to Hollywood Studios in the morning only for early entry, so I can get my scooter. And then when you're done with your scooter, like if you want to take a break midday, they can hold it for you until I think 6 or 7 o'clock that evening. So we will get there early just to do the scooter. Epcot's not as big of a, it's not as pressing of an issue. But we will also Uber to Magic Kingdom for that same reason as we are to Hollywood. And then the rest of the time, just use the buses or the Skyliner.
So, just to get there in the mornings. Otherwise, going back to the resort and coming back, if we leave, that's all Disney transportation.
Yeah, and I think we're even going to try to use Disney transportation to get from our resort over to Grand Floridian.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll take the Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios because it's just right by where the buses load. So we'll get off there and then get on a bus to the Grand Floridian. And
that's how you can resort hop. When you hear people talking about resort hopping, you kind of have to finagle your transportation.
Yeah.
Because like if you're at the Magic Kingdom, you could get on the monorail and go to the Contemporary, the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian. And then if you're on the Skyliner, we've talked about those resorts you can go to. So you can just kind of mix and match your transportation to get where you want to go. You just have to make sure you have enough time to do it and study the maps online to figure it out. But yeah, so that's our trip. That's our itinerary. We have like babbled forever. We've probably bored everybody to death.
Probably. But we're excited.
We are super excited. And of course, we'll have more videos, a couple more videos coming before we go.
Yeah, so definitely one about our lightning lanes because we'll be booking those 7 days out.
If you're a hotel guest, you can book up to 3 per day for your entire trip.
Yeah.
For the rides you want at the parks you're going to. 7 days in advance.
7 days. If you're a non-resort, it's
3 days in advance. So. And we'll explain more about that when we do that video because that'll take some time.
It's I mean, every time I get a grasp on it, Disney changes it, and they've just changed it here recently. Since the last time we went, it has gone under a huge change. So.
But we will have a video about that, and then we will packing, and we will kind of give you some clips of us going shopping for our stuff and having fun in Walmart. I've already bought a few things at Target. But yeah, Walmart fun. Small town Walmart fun.
Yeah. Very small town Walmart fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we will do, and we will get into a little more of maybe the snacks that we're gonna try and things like that.
Yeah, things we're looking forward to.
Most, so. But that's our itinerary, and then we come home on a Wednesday. So, and then I have to be back at work on Thursday. We're probably not going to get to fly first class home.
We've been checking, but the prices have been too high.
So we'll just be sad and steerage.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all we got for you today. Yeah. Hopefully you've been able to hang in there this long.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've lost a lot of you, but for those of you who have stayed, thank you for watching. If you want to follow us in the future, just like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.